Welcome back, my dear mathematicians, and now we came to a point where we can understand the real numbers. So, in one word, what is real number? That's just a one liner question, and the answer for this is very simple. Whichever number that you have studied till now is actually the real number. So, what is the real number? Well, let me make a graph for that so that you can understand that what is the real number. So, let's have something like this, a big circle, which is real number. Now, let me make few divisions for this. So, there's something called as irrational numbers. I'm using the short form for the irrational. And there is something called as rational numbers. So here what we are going to have is rational numbers. Rational numbers. Now, what's coming inside the rational number? Inside the rational number, there are integers. So we have integers here. Inside the integers, we are going to have whole number, and inside the whole number we are going to have natural number. You might be pondering where is the fraction and decimal. Well, somewhere in between the fractions and decimals are there. Let me write that here. So there's something as fraction or decimal. Actually, I should not use the or, I should use the and decimals. Just there's limitation of the fraction and the decimal. This is a point thing, and this fraction can between the 0 and 1 only, but okay type thing. So we can consider it at somewhere there. So here is our division. Well, now I feel like our irrational number is going to feel bad because I have not written it completely. So let's write it completely. Till the time you just have a look and understand that what these all the things actually do mean. So this is our irrational numbers. Don't think that irrational numbers are smaller than the rational numbers and all that kind of thing. I have used the bigger circle for the rational numbers because I have to write all these kind of numbers inside of it. Irrational numbers are just the numbers that we have not fully understood till this point. Till this point. We don't have any way to express that completely into the algebraic or pre-algebraic expression. That's why we call it irrational number. Irrational means what we cannot understand, and rational means something that we are having idea or we can understand by intuition, by gut feeling, or just anything, by logical perception. We can have a definition for rational numbers. Even the definition of the irrational numbers are very interesting. The definition of the irrational number used to say the numbers which is not rational are called irrational numbers. So that's kind of the interesting thing. We do not have any exact definition for the irrational number itself. So these all the things are called as real numbers. Well, when I first understood these things, I was getting confused a little bit. If there is real number, there must be something called as virtual number or fake number, something like this. Well, it's not technically the fake numbers, but we are having a kind of the number which is not real number. Let me tell you a bit glimpse about that. The other kind of number is called as complex numbers. Well, it is discovered by the Euler, the king of modern mathematics. See, he's called as the king of the modern mathematics because he gave so many formulas. It is usually said in the mathematical world that something that is having the essence of mathematics in any of the subject that touches the mathematics is touched by Euler also. So this is the kind of the analogy we use to call for the Euler. So Euler discovered something called as I, which is known as iota, that expresses the number like this. Like let's say we are having minus 1. Well, this is the exact meaning of the iota. And why it is important, let me tell you that thing. Why it is not real number, let me tell you that thing. If I just simply put over the square of 2, I'm going to get 4, right? So the value of the 2 can be root 4. Okay, that's good. But if I use something like this, minus 2 to the square, it will going to be plus 4 again, and if I root over it, so now the answer is minus 2. So in the general form of mathematics, we always used to address this first category. This is the first category, and we always used to calculate on that basis, and this is actually what is called as real numbers. But surely we are always missing these kind of the numbers, right? We don't have any understanding for the negative numbers. So these are called non-real numbers or the complex numbers. So these are the complex numbers that we used to understand in our day-to-day life. And this is the entire branch of mathematics itself that we are using in daily world. So here are all the numbers that we have studied till this point of the time. I hope you have got a very clear idea about the numbers, and now we are going to explore in the rational number world the new kind of the numbers that are even number, odd number. These are the categorizations of the number: prime number, co-prime number, and these kind of numbers. We are going to understand all these before we are going to move to the next section. We will build a very strong foundation about the names of the number. So till that point of time, just keep on revising, keep on learning, keep on asking new and new questions, and as I always used to say, stay curious.